Hey guys, cloud mining is a very big thing in crypto, and I also bought a contract last year. And when I calculated the profitability, I got different payouts in the forecast than the kinds that actually appeared. So I asked myself, okay, why is that the case, and how can I predict it better in the future? So I built a little Excel spreadsheet to make a more accurate prediction. I'll upload the Excel spreadsheet and put the link in the description, so you guys can also play with it and give me your feedback if you want to. First of all, let's get started. When most people promote cloud mining services to you, they will use Coin Wars to show you how profitable it is. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So what we're calculating is a terahash on Hashflare. Not because I want to promote Hashflare or I'm a big fan of Hashflare, but because my contract is there. So this is where I gathered the data for this video. So we have 1 terahash. The pool fee over the course of 1 month for me was between 12% and 28%. So there was great variance. So I took the average value of 20.5, and 1 terahash costs you $220 right now. So what CoinWars calculates you is you give them $220 and over 1 year you will get $385. Great investment, isn't it? So if I put the same numbers in my little calculating tool, it says, first of all, if you do cloud mining, you need to change your mindset. You have to forget about dollars, because what you do in cloud mining is basically you commit for one cryptocurrency for a certain amount of time. Okay, for Hashflare it's 1 year. So when you use the tool, you need to input the Bitcoin price. I think everybody of you should know where to find that. Then the Bitcoin you get per day for a terahash, and this is a value you can actually get from CoinWars. CoinWars is good to do that. Then your contract, how many terahashes do you plan to buy and how much do you pay for it, and what it gives you then is how much you pay in Bitcoin. And I don't know why CoinWars doesn't do it, because for me this is the most important factor, because basically you lock in your cryptos for a year. So you say, okay, I pay a certain amount of Bitcoin and I get a certain amount of Bitcoin back, and for the risk I take, because that I don't have these Bitcoins, and if it goes wrong or I don't feel comfortable, I can't just sell them because I get them every day. I should get more. And then my tool spits out your revenue, your fees, and your expected payouts, which at the current price with the hash rate and the output is, you put in 0.0196 Bitcoin, you get back 0.01558 Bitcoin, which means you make a loss of 0.004 Bitcoin. It should be about $45. And now you might wonder, like, hey, why am I losing money? And CoinWars tells me, hey, I'm gaining money. So there's one difference in the calculation, and this is CoinWars has a static model versus me using a dynamic model. What's that? CoinWars gives you the perspective of today. So they say, hey, okay, today with that hashing power you get this output, and then they just multiply it with 7, with 30, with 365 to get you weekly, monthly, and annually values. How does the reality look like? I found a site where you can see past difficulties and hashing powers. Difficulty is not too easy to explain, but to keep it simple, the more hashing power you have in the system, the less bitcoins, the hashing power, every unit gets rewarded. That's because you have a constant amount of newly generated bitcoins. You have a block every 10 minutes and a block reward of 12.5 bitcoins. And like a year ago, you had 2.8 billion gigahashes to distribute these coins to. And as of December, the beginning of December, it's not today, but it's like the newest number they have here, you have 11.4 billion gigahashes. Okay, that's more than 3 times the hash rate. So now you have the same amount of bitcoins, but they get distributed to a larger amount of hash rate. So every terahash, every gigahash in December gets less bitcoins than they got in January. I hope that makes sense, okay? It's like when you have a pizza, you know, and when there are 2 people eating one pizza, and when there are 8 people eating the pizza, like everybody gets a smaller share the more people are on the pizza. So what I did then was calculate the increase in the difficulty, and this is something I put here. So this is the number I calculated over the last year, that the difficulty on average increased by 0.47% per day, which means, of course, you know, your payouts won't go down 0.47% every day, but if you look at the course of a year, that's like the average number, and if you calculate a year, you can definitely work with it. So then I went back to my Hashflare, and I'm just gonna share my payouts with you. So I did some reinvestments until they raised the price, because back then 1 terahash was $150 and now it's $220. It was like 50% price increase, and I was like, nah, not taking this. So this was after the last reinvestment, which means it's absolutely comparable to my current contract because it's the same. I didn't reinvest. So back on 22nd of December, I got a revenue of 20.5k satoshis and maintenance fees of 3.5k satoshis, whilst if I look back, like today, I got 17.6k satoshi payouts and 5.1k satoshi in fees, which means my payouts went down. And if I look over the past days, like when I started, I got between 22 and like 19.5k satoshis in payouts per day, and now it's more between 19 and 17.5k, and the fees were between 3.5k and 4k, and now they are like between 4.5 and 5k. Because of course electricity, labor and so on, they have to pay it in fiat money, and if the Bitcoin price goes down, then your maintenance fees go up, which means you get less Bitcoin. And if you remember the beginning of the video, you put a certain amount of Bitcoin into the contract and you want to get more Bitcoins out. So this is basically what my sheet does. It calculates how much Bitcoin are you throwing at this contract at the current rate, at your price, and then how much do you get out. And as you can see, it's not really profitable to buy Hashflare contracts right now. With my approximation, which I think is much more accurate than Coin Wars. Of course, all these YouTubers that are trying to get rich on referral money will show you Coin Wars and show you how rich you will get buying these contracts because they get their commission. But I don't need to get rich on a referral commission. This channel is for education. So when does this change? Why was it different for me? If I go back, I bought mid-December, so the Bitcoin price was at 18,000. And I only paid $150 for terahash because it was before the price increase. and back then I had fees of 12%. And with these inputs, you can see for 1 terahash, I bought a little bit more, I bought like 1.5. I would put in 0.0083 bitcoins and get out kind of double that. So within 1 year, I would double my bitcoins. I would not double my money, because in the crypto and like cloud mining, you can't give a shit about how much Bitcoin is worth, because you can't access it for a year. Okay? It's locked. It's locked. So you just can or should multiply your Bitcoin, because that's kind of the only use for that. If you can't increase the amount of Bitcoins you have, then cloud mining doesn't have any value for me. So these are the factors. Even if I would put back the 20.5%, it's still profitable for me. I would nearly double. Why is that? Because the hashing power price is in US dollars. This means when the Bitcoin price is high, you need to put in less Bitcoin, but you have the same output. Okay, 1 terahash over the course of 1 year will generate you a revenue, or not, this is the expected value of my model, of 0.0196 Bitcoin. Okay, it doesn't matter if you pay 0.001 or 20 Bitcoins for that hashing power, it generates the same output in Bitcoins. But if you can put in less Bitcoins to buy this hashing power, you can make a profit mining, because you can multiply your Bitcoins, basically. And that was my incentive. With this model, it tells me, hey, I'm doubling my Bitcoins. But back then, Coinverse told me I would sixfold them. So even though I invested with the wrong calculation, it was so profitable that I still make a profit. There are other cloud mining services out there that have unlimited contracts just for fun. We can calculate one. There's CCG Mining, which seems to be pretty new. I don't have any contracts with them, but let's just calculate a contract for fun. So we have the Pro, the 10 terahashes for $3,615. So we make this 10, and we have $3,615. And they say that their pool fee is around 11%. And now we see the price in Bitcoin. So for this contract we would throw in 0.3227 Bitcoin, and this contract is an unlimited contract. So unlike Hashflare, you don't only have 1 year for your hashing power, but you keep it. And yeah, what should I say? With my model, it says you would still get out less Bitcoin after 3 years. Why do I only calculate 3 years? Because the future is so uncertain. I think that the hashing power keeps going up because the technology advances, the ASICs get more efficient, and in year 3 I also factored in that the block reward halves, so you don't get 12.5 but 6.25 bitcoins per block, so this decreases. So this contract is also not profitable. But if you go to their website and calculate the profitability, they will do the same thing Coinverse does. They will give you a static model and they will say, hey, you break even after less than a year, so great contract, buy it, of course, because their business is selling their contracts. Okay, I don't want to be too negative. Let's say the Bitcoin price would be back at 18K. How would it look then? Then we would break even after 2 years, a little less than 2 years. But the profit we make for investing 0.2 Bitcoin to make a profit of 0.007 Bitcoin after 3 years, for me right now, it's not worth it. It's like, you can play, this is a nice tool, and feel free to download and play with it. Okay, if Bitcoin price goes up to 30K and you can catch it, then we might be talking. Okay, so why I did this video is I just wanted to share my my new gain knowledge and my analysis with you, and to make sure you have a better approximation of your profits if you think about investing into cloud mining contracts in the future. I will put the links to download this Excel sheet, as well to the cloud mining companies that are known to me, in the description. I hope you could learn something from the video. If that was the case, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'm looking forward to see you the next time.